It's time.
Okay. Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 2 of W-EPS The Beak.
I'm Joey Guessman.
And I'm Riley Vittenfoss.
Why are you so tired, Riley?
I think it's still the newness of the school year, getting used to the new schedule.
Speaking of new, what do you think of the new teachers so far?
I think they're doing a great job.
Do you have a favorite?
Nope.
Are you sure?
No, I don't have a favorite because they're all terrific.
Sounds like Jesse was able to get the inside scoop on one of the new teachers, Mr. Callahan.
Take it away, Jesse.
In the last edition of W-EPS The Beak, we welcome Mr. Brockhouse. This time around, we would like to introduce our new history teacher. Brandon Callahan is originally from Cairo, Nebraska, and graduated from Central High School. He then went on to graduate from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It was here where he started fulfilling his dream of being a teacher. Callahan had one big reason for becoming a teacher.
Basically to pay forward the education that I received as a kid.
It is always interesting to find out the reason why first-year teachers choose Elgin Public. Callahan, however, had a unique answer.
It's going to sound weird, but I think Elgin Public chose me. But I originally applied because I knew it was a small town and I kind of wanted to go to a small town.
Being a first-year teacher, Callahan has set some goals for year number 1.
Basically to finish out the year strong, get through the stuff I want to get through.
Even after only teaching for a quarter, Callahan has already found a favorite part of his job.
Getting to see the kids every day. I enjoy being around, high school age kids, and it's fun. It's a fun part of my job. I like it.
Many first-year teachers have some fears for starting to teach. Callahan is no different.
My biggest fear before I started teaching was, here in Elgin, I didn't know if I was going to fit in because I had been in a bigger school all of my student teaching, and I had been in Lincoln for 5 years, so I didn't know if I could readjust to small town life. But now that I'm here, it's natural. I fit in, I think.
Callahan says he has learned a couple things since he started at Elgin Public, one being how close the community of Elgin is.
I've learned that Elgin is a very tight community, a very small community, which is a good thing. It means that there's a lot of support in the area for the kids, and I didn't know that coming in, but it's a good thing that I learned it, and I feel welcomed into the community. So,
EPS welcomes you with open arms, Mr. C.
All right.
Thanks, Jessica, and welcome, Mr. Callahan.
Mr. Callahan has taken a lot of responsibilities as a first-year teacher.
Well, yeah, he's a first-year teacher taking on the first-year teacher responsibilities.
As all teachers do. But he's also taken on the responsibility of coaching the junior high basketball team.
I'm embarrassingly horrible at sports.
I'm sure it can't be that bad, right? Oh. Well, maybe you can ask Corbin for a few tips.
Oh, right. He knows all about sports, doesn't he?
Well, I don't know about all sports, but he did learn a thing or two about fall sports. So let's pass the ball to Corbin for his story on fall sports.
As the weather cools off and fall rolls in, fall sports kick off at EPPJ. Football and volleyball are showing off all of their preseason work. Wolfpack football coach Randy Eisenhower is excited about the numbers this year.
This year we ended up with 21 kids out. Of those 21, we only have 2 seniors and a couple juniors, so we have 16 freshmen and sophomores, so you can see we're a young team.
Those numbers are also the biggest difference from last year's team.
More challenge in practice. If we're up to 21 rather than 16 that we had last year. Last year, we did have some seniors that we lost that were part of the team that really helped us grow. We're losing kind of our backfield from last year. So the biggest thing is probably the age-wise, dropping from 4 or 5 seniors to only 1 senior that plays, and then putting 8, sometimes 7, 8 kids that are freshmen or sophomores on the field.
Even though there are weaknesses, Eisenhower focuses on the strengths.
Knowledge. We got a lot of kids. Yes, they are young, but they're knowledgeable about the game. Something I don't think we've had in the last 4 or 5 years. So kids who bring a lot of knowledge, know the game of football, kind of know a lot more of the concepts, so that's going to help down the line for us.
Junior Colton Wright agrees with Eisenhower on having a young team.
We have a lot of younger kids this year, so in the next few years they're all going to be really good because they're going to have all the experience under their belts.
Senior Joey Getzfred enjoys many things about football.
Being able to hit people without major repercussion.
Sophomore Jack Wemhoff knew that Wolfpack's toughest opponent would be Central Valley.
Our toughest opponent will probably be Central Valley. They're going to be pretty loaded.
Freshman Blake Henn has noticed some big differences from junior high.
It is a lot more physical, they're bigger kids, and you have to remember a lot more plays.
The Wolfpack volleyball team is also in action. Coach Tina Teal-Blecker enjoys many different parts about volleyball, but one of the most important is the players.
I love all sports. I mean, just the competition itself is fun, but just working with the girls, being around the girls, and just pushing the girls to their limits always kind of a good feeling.
Teal is excited about the numbers of girls out for volleyball this year.
Well, we have 25 out, but one is injured, another one is injured, hopefully one gets cleared. So 24 players and a player manager.
Even though there are weaknesses, Teal feels the strengths outweigh them.
The camaraderie of the girls. They are a hard-working bunch. They get along. They're pushing each other, trying to make the whole team better.
Freshman Brenna Martinson agrees that the team has strengths.
Passing is one of our strengths, and our serving is a strength.
Senior Theana Dunn feels their toughest opponent throughout the season will be CWC.
I think we see CWC the most, and it's probably who gets in our head the most often.
Boy, those fall sports kids were busy this season.
Yes, sometimes it can almost seem like a job.
I had a job. Once.
Yeah, it sounds like quite a few of our EPS students have jobs, especially during the summer months.
Let's turn it over to Ethan and his summer job story.
Most kids are super excited for summer, but some of the EPS students may work harder in the summer than they do during the school year. Students this year had a great deal of variety in their summer jobs. According to sophomore Jack Wemhoff, this summer was a lot different because of the fact that everyone wanted a job. Many people like Wemhoff had more than one job to occupy their summer.
I worked at Dean's Market. I also worked for Jeremy Hofer out at Bayou Farms. I worked at the City Hall. I had a couple mowing jobs. I just did a whole mumbo-jumbo stuff.
Even though some people had multiple jobs, some had just one job that wasn't near as time-consuming. 8th grader Chloe Henn did some babysitting, while classmate Taylor Beckman did some farming a couple days a week.
I put in about 15 hours every week.
Like 20 hours a week.
While everyone works different amount of hours, there's always going to be things that people like and don't like. Junior River Romay had a few things he really enjoyed about his job at Elkhorn Valley Equipment.
My favorite part is we learned, we got to do all kinds of cool stuff.
Along with parts of the jobs that people enjoy, every job has parts that are not enjoyable. Freshman Blake Henn liked pouring concrete over the summer. However, he had a couple of different parts to his job that he didn't enjoy.
When we had to strip basement wall forms and then work in 100-degree weather all the time.
Along with Henn, sophomore Austin Good had some things he didn't enjoy either.
My construction job, I liked everything on that. The pool job, you just sat there and it got a little boring. I always have to be doing something. And then my mowing job, that was fun because you just got to mow and you'd listen to the radio and jam out to your music.
Even though there are parts of jobs that people don't like, everyone still makes money. That is the reason most people work. Good treated himself with a few different items after working hard all summer long.
Spent my money on my pickup. I put new rims on it and I put a grill guard on it and I refixed my subs.
Wemhoff purchased a few extra things that he had been wanting.
Well, first of all, I didn't spend it on any girls because I didn't want to do that. And I got new AirPods and I got a speaker for the boys.
Beckman decided that he didn't need to buy anything at the moment.
I'm saving it to get something bigger.
Henn made a big purchase and is putting the rest in savings.
I spent it on a car and the rest went to college.
Those students really put a lot on their plate during the summer.
Dude, I love food.
Not that kind of play, it's metaphorically speaking. They put themselves in a lot of activities that cause them an almost full schedule.
Right, I learned about metaphors in English.
That's great. But I think we're boring our audience now. I think we should wrap this up.
I'm Riley Vittenvoss.
And I'm Joey Getrud.
Be sure to join us for our next broadcast.
Keep an eye out for our newsletter.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter
At W-EPS, The Beak.
On air.
In print, in
the
know.